Kinakabahan ako. Hi everyone, my name is Atcha. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. Today I will be doing a Q&A or question and answer video where I answered all of your questions on our Amazon gift card giveaway. So if you're not familiar with that, I posted on my Facebook page, Atcha. I have posted a $25 Amazon gift card giveaway, and the mechanics on how to join is first you comment any question for me and I will answer them in this video, and then second is include your feedback for me if you have been attending my speaking engagements. So if you're also not familiar, I do speaking engagement in tech. I am invited to be a speaker in tech universities in the Philippines and also in some tech companies. So if you're also interested to invite me, you can also invite me. I talk about anything, any fundamental courses about IT, may it be web development, web design, information security, automation, IT support, and many more. Okay. And number 3 is that most reacted question will be answered first in the video. And number 4 is to share the post and share the blessings before we end 2022. So I'll begin. The first question with the most reacts is from Mark Gozun. So here are his questions that he wants to know. First, what was the most challenging project you have worked on and how did you overcome the challenges? So the most challenging project that I have worked on was on my first job as an application analyst. Given that it was my very first experience in the IT field and even in the industry, is I was tasked to create an application alone, from planning, from design up until development, and then I used a no-code application called MS Power Apps. And how I'm able to overcome the challenges through the team support, through the our team lead support. She really helped me on how I'm able to manage the time constraints, the deadline, and also I have learned many ways on how I'm able to really create that application while learning how to do it at the same time. So I learned Power Apps through self-studying, through watching tutorials, and also reading a lot of documentation. And the best source is the Microsoft platform community. So second question, how can you share any tips or best practices for debugging code? So the tips that I have learned while debugging code is mostly my experience in doing our thesis. So we created a career decision support application, and through that we encountered a lot of errors, and this also strengthened our skills, or explore different strategies on how to debug code. And I believe that the best tool, the best text editor is VS Studio Code or VS Code, and then from there you are able to debug your code easily because it tells you what's wrong or what's missing or what's the error, and then from there we just copied what the error message is saying, and then we just Google it, and we went to Stack Overflow to be able to solve that bug or error. Number 3, how do you approach problem solving when faced with a difficult coding challenge? So this is also a good question. How to approach problem solving? So in approaching any situation and any type of problem, the discussion specific to a coding challenge is to be able to understand what the problem is first. You won't be able to create a solution if you don't understand the problem. So it's best to be able to internalize or really understand what you're trying to solve instead of thinking easily of how to make a solution even if you don't fully understand the problem. I think that's the best way you can approach it, especially when it comes to coding challenges, is to understand, especially a way for you to be able to experience or practice more is through attending hackathons. That's one way of you can really experience or upskill when it comes to coding challenges or even coding competitions. Number 4 is, how do you prioritize your workload when working on multiple projects simultaneously? This is also a good question. A lot of people know that I multitask a lot, and one of the ways that I'm able to prioritize them is through my planner. So I have my planner here with me. I create weekly and monthly planners on what I need to do based on prioritization. This is also something that I learned from my first job, is to organize the tasks that I need to do based on priority and how critical it is. Next, number 5 is, can you describe your workflow when working on a new project? So my workflow when working on a new project, again, another good question from Mark. Right now, I'm actually learning project management fundamentals in LinkedIn Learning. This is also something that I'm constantly learning as I go. I'm also currently working as a technical community manager, and project management is one of the main skills that you need to have when it comes to working on any type of project. So when it comes to project planning, this is the course that I'm learning right now. I'll put it here as well if you wanna discover it. This is a good course. It's a good breakdown on how you can do project management and also the workflow. So in this course also it includes Agile methodology, which is really good as well, especially for those in the tech field. And he also said, my thoughts when I attended your seminar. I attended your seminar on Figma and was thoroughly impressed by the comprehensive overview of the platform. You did an excellent job of demonstrating the various features and functions of Figma, and I feel more confident in my ability to use the tool effectively after attending. Additionally, I truly liked that when I chatted you about an off-topic problem, you responded, and I was truly grateful for that. Oh, thank you too, Mark. I appreciate your feedback, and looking forward to see you in future webinars too. Next question is from Catherine Nantes. Her question is, did you experience an impostor syndrome while doing your tasks, projects, or even on your job? How did you cope on it? That's also a good question from Catherine. Of course, I did. There's always a lot of pressure, especially when people know a lot about you online and your progress and what you're doing. And even especially on my job, juggling 2 jobs, it's also a pressure. And sometimes being on that job, especially that I became a manager in less than a year of working in the industry, of course I have experienced imposter syndrome while doing my tasks. But I'm very happy that we had a good team to help us in our role as well. And how I cope on it is, that's also a good question that made me think a few seconds. How I cope on it is that I don't overthink it. I always remind myself there's a reason why you're in that place right now. And if you think that you feel like an imposter, you can go ahead and reflect. That's why I'm always open to feedback. If there is something that I need to improve on, I always take note of it and do it and apply it. It's just a way of progressing. And if you feel like you're not in the right position or in the right role right now, one thing that you need to remind yourself is we always have room to improve and grow. She said, I'm joining some of the webinars, but my favorite was your collaboration with Miss Darla. It was a heartfelt webinar for me because mas lalo ako na-inspire sa inyo, and I just want to thank you sa lahat ng tulong na binigay mo sa akin this year. I truly appreciate you as a tech professional and a mentor. And related on your talks, wala akong masabi kasi you keep on improving while sharing and speaking, and at the same time engaging to your audience. Keep it up, Ate Atcha, to inspire more people on tech sa 2023 and beyond. And sabi niya, salamat po sa top fan batch. Ayan, thank you din, Catherine. And meron pa siyang follow-up question. She also has another question. She said, when failures drown you, how you make bawi to yourself when you feel na it's too late? I believe that it's never too late to make bawi, konyo, but to get back up and improve from your mistakes and also your failures. It's also something that failures makes us learn. It makes us learn from our mistakes, and it also gives us a reminder that even if you have done something that can bring you down or make you feel sad, it's also a way for us to avoid something and to never repeat it again, or as much as possible avoid for it not to happen again. And I believe that it's not too late, and if you feel like it's too late, you can always assess yourself on how to avoid it or overcome it in the future. And I hope I answered your question. Next, so the next set of questions are from other people who have sent their questions but did not include their feedback, and it's okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm still going to answer it, and at the end of this video, I'm going to do a raffle because I've already sent the two $25 credits to Mark and Catherine today. Later, I will also send the other 4 credits. So we have 6 $25 Amazon gift card that I will be giving away. And we have a lot of people who sent their questions, and I will be doing a raffle who got the 4 Amazon gift cards. Okay? So next question is from, let's see here, is from Joseph Darwin Co. What would you recommend for people at risk getting hacked their information? That's also a good question. So what I recommend for people who are at risk or are vulnerable in getting their information hacked is, of course, doing and learning the best practices in cybersecurity, and of course protecting their information. And I have a video about that. You can go check it out here. I'll also link the video in the description and also in the comments, and you can learn about that. It's a lengthy video, but that's learning the best practices on protecting yourself online, even if you're not a tech person, is something that is important so you can avoid being at risk. Okay? And next question is from JV Lauzon Relona. Beginner's perspective. How to be consistent in learning how to code. It's also a good question. So it's always taught to us when I was back in college is that, especially that it's intimidating to learn a lot of programming languages. Or actually, we need to learn a lot of programming languages. And what programming languages should I learn, or where do I start? And in a beginner's perspective, it's always taught to us that as long as you're able to understand or learn how to code in one programming language, it will be much easier for you to do programming in other languages. So my first programming language was Java, and then I learned how to code in C#, and then in Python, and then in PHP, and that enabled me to be able to be consistent in learning how to code because I'm able to familiarize myself with one programming language and how it works, how the function works, how to I do that specific language, how I write it, and how I create a syntax out of it. So that's my answer. And next question is from Edsel Manawata. What's your age when you started coding? So I started coding, I believe I started coding when I cannot remember. I believe I was 14 or 15. I also answered it in my first Q&A video. If you haven't, I also answered some tech questions there. You can check that out. But I also showed my outputs back in the day. I believe I was 14 or 15. I cannot remember. It's been 2 years. Okay. Since I answered that Q&A video. Next question is from Elisha Daniel Necesito. When and what is the most challenging day in your life as you dive in the industry? How you overcome it and how did you handle it? The most challenging day in my life in the industry is, of course, getting to fully understand my role and what I need to do and how I'm able to help other people and make some certain processes or help them automate things easier, and also provide solutions to their problems and be able to help them be able to have empathy and understand where they're coming from. So that's always a challenge, is how to make their their workflow much easier. Second question is how I overcome it is, of course, always upskilling, always improving myself, always asking for feedback. And that's how I'm able to overcome it, is always constantly being hungry for knowledge, for improvement. That's always how I overcome it. And how I handle it is, of course, I cannot do it by myself. And I'm really happy that I have a team with me that to help me in my role as well. Right now, it's hard to, it's a challenge to answer this question because I'm working as a community manager and as an technical support specialist. So that's why I keep on pausing, because I'm not sure where or how I'm going to generalize my answer to this. Okay, next question is from Pasco John Relix. How to start in the IT industry? So there are many ways on how you can start in the IT industry. It depends if you're a tech student, a fresh graduate, a career shifter, etc. So I started working in the IT industry when I was in third year college. I started to work in the marketing department as a social media specialist, and then I became an IT support specialist and then an application analyst. So the reason why I'm able to start in the IT industry even back when I was still a student is because of the community. So a community is a big part or a big factor of helping you achieve your goals, especially in the IT industry. And also, aside from them helping you, you also need to help yourself to be able to achieve what you want to become. That's why I always say, help me help you. And with that, I'm also able to help other people because the community is there to help me as well. Next question is from JV. I believe I answered his previous question. So I have another question from JV Lauzon Melona. What are the things that you have learned that has been a foundation for you to start a career in AWS? Interesting question. I don't have a career in AWS. Hopefully, AWS or AWS professionals, AWS HR watching this, I hope I'll have a career in AWS someday. But I'm not the best person to answer this. That's why we have AWS Siklab Pilipinas. And if you want to discover how solutions architects, technical trainers started their careers, and even cybersecurity specialists in AWS discover their journey, how they started, you can watch our webinars here. So I hope I answered your question. Next, from Mark Lowell Montialto. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, I'm sorry. How does a girl like you start being a top tech influencer in the Philippines? Wow, top tech influencer in the Philippines. Napaka-big word naman yan, Mark. But I didn't imagine myself, or it was not in my plan to be a top tech influencer or a tech influencer. I consider myself as a content creator, but if people see me as an influencer, I view it as someone that I'm helping them, or I'm helping people in the community be empowered to pursue tech, or to pursue a career in tech. So that's, I'm happy about that. But how I started is that I'm just passionate of sharing the knowledge, creating content, and creating tutorial videos even back then. So if you see, or if you look at my YouTube channel, you can definitely see a lot of videos about tech tutorials and many more. So that's how I started. Next question from JPS Dex. What's your age? So you'll be able to find my age in one of my videos, but my age, I'm 22. And next question, paano ka nagsimula sa magbagay? I think the question is, how do I started in the things that I do? If you're going to be specific in the field or how I start things, it's because of my mindset of wanting to do the things that I do now. Especially, I believe may mga tao na, gusto ko to gawin, gusto ko maging ganyan, ganon. I believe I'm able to do those things is because I take action on it. It's not just because I say it, it's on my head, it's because I really do it. So I think that's what you're trying to ask me. But the last question from JPS is, what's the best milk tea flavor for you? I think the question is flavor. The best milk tea flavor is I'm not sure. I forgot what it's called. I don't always drink milk tea, but whenever I drink milk tea, it can either be a fruity kind or something like brown sugar or something. Something like tiger. I forgot. But if you know the flavor, comment it down below. And last two questions. We have one from Patsy Macriel. How to start coding. So I already also answered this from JV. It's related to JV's question, how to be consistent. How to start coding is you can start coding by learning the basic fundamentals in web development, which is you can start coding with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then from there you'll be able to explore more ways on how to start coding or start web development. Coding can either be web development, web design, data analytics. So it depends on what path you want to pursue when it comes to coding and development too. And last question is from Tegan Marais. How do you get started in the cyber world? So how to get started in the cyber world, that's also a good question, is for you to also have a fundamental knowledge about programming, networking, database systems, and it depends. The cybersecurity field is so big and it's so vast that you can have a career in cybersecurity. You can become a cybersecurity trainer, etc. There are many opportunities in the cybersecurity world. And if you want to also learn about that, I have interviewed a cybersecurity professional last month. I'll also put the video here and link it in the description. But you can go watch her experience on how she started. Okay, so that ends the Q&A, and now I'll be doing the raffle for those who have sent in their questions. Okay, so I'll be doing a raffle to give out for $25 Amazon gift card, and we have here on the screen the wheel of names, and I'll be doing the first winner is, okay, we have our first winner is Pasqua John Relics. Congratulations, John. You will be receiving your code shortly. Okay, next winner for the second $25 gift card is... Okay, congratulations to Edsel Manawatao. You will be receiving your code shortly. And then the third, we have here... Whoa! Okay, congratulations to Elisha Daniel Necesito for winning the third $25 Amazon gift card. And the last winner is... Okay, the last winner for the gift card we have here... Okay, congratulations to Mark Lowell Montialto. Congratulations to everyone who won the I have given out six $25 Amazon gift card. Again, thank you for watching the Q&A and joining the Q&A giveaway. And thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is Atcha Abe. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to learn more about tech content with me. And I'm planning to create more videos in next year in 2023. So don't forget or don't hesitate to leave me a comment on what you want to see next. So again, thank you for your time, and I'll see you again on my next video. Bye guys!